So you're a beginner rider and you are concerned about stalling your motorcycle. Well, I am here to help you out today to make sure that you don't stall your bike when you're learning how to ride your motorcycle. Stalling a bike can seem frustrating, it can seem scary if you're especially in the middle of traffic. You stall the bike and then you don't know what to do, how to restart it, all that good stuff. Today, I'm going to show you how you can avoid stalling your motorcycle and also what to do if the bike does stall, how to quickly get it back going, and all the things you need to understand about it. Before we begin, the bike we're featuring in today's video is Suzuki's GSX 8R. This motorcycle actually has a very cool feature, and that it has something called a low RPM assist, meaning that if you pull the clutch in all the way and then let it out a little bit, as we're going to show you guys today, the RPMs actually increase the way you should be riding, so it kind of automatically helps you anti-stall a little bit, which I think is a cool feature. So that's something to note about this motorcycle. The other thing about it too is it is a giveaway motorcycle. If you're getting started for 2024, getting started riding, I think the GSX 8R makes a great second motorcycle. It makes a really cool additional bike in the stable. It's super flexible. It's really comfortable, nice package. And so if you want to win this motorcycle, I'm giving away over on my website, yammynoob.co. Hit the link down below and join as a member to get your automatic entries to win this motorcycle, access to our exclusive Discord server, and all kinds of great stuff. Without further ado, let's learn how to not stall our bike. All right, guys. Flicking on the key here, we're going to take this absolutely back to basics and make sure we don't know how to stall. So, a motorcycle has a manual transmission. The vast majority of them do. 99% of bikes, manual transmission. What that means is you have to select the gear you want to be in order to make it go. It also means that you have to use the clutch to make it go. This little lever right here intimidates people who have never ridden before because it's an extra touch point, and it's very different than what the brake does and what the throttle does. This is a totally unique touch point on a motorcycle if you've never ridden one before. Very different than a bicycle. So we're going to go ahead and turn on our motorcycle. We're in neutral, and then should be able to just press this button. Motorcycle fires right up. You see here I twist the throttle. Nothing is happening because I'm in neutral, right? If you pull in the clutch here, as we will do, holding the bars like this and pulling in with our two fingers, giving us a little perch right here. You don't want to use all four fingers on the clutch. It's really not necessary. What you want to have is two fingers so you can still control the bar and control the clutch. We're going to select down into first gear. That's this little lever right over here. You pull in the clutch, select first gear, and then you are ready to start not stalling and slipping the clutch and all that good stuff. So I want to point out this cool feature with the Suzuki one more time. So if I pull in the clutch all the way right here using all four fingers, you'll see the RPMs are at a certain level. If I let it out a little bit, you see that the RPMs increased a little bit, all on their own. That's Suzuki's way of doing a low RPM assist and getting you going, because what you're going to be doing on your motorcycle is just adding that little bit of gas. If you've ever heard a motorcycle leaving a stop sign or leaving a red light, you'll notice it goes vroom, and then it kind of gets going, right? That's because they're slipping the clutch out of first gear. And with the motorcycle, you can slip away. You can be aggressive with that clutch. It's not a big deal as you're learning. You're not going to burn up the clutch on a bike that easily. So let's go over the procedure, shall we? We're going to very carefully let off the clutch. And there's going to be what's known as a friction point, a bite zone. You'll actually feel it where the motorcycle wants to start creeping forward. You can see here, if I let the clutch out, the bike wants to go forward even without me adding any throttle inputs. You see this bike starting to creep forward. That is the bike giving you the signal you can add a little bit of gas. And when I mean a little, like 5% throttle right here, about this much throttle, okay? Just that little bit to get it moving. So you'll slip it, get it moving, hold it in that friction point for just 2 or 3 seconds as the clutch and the transmission engage, and then you'll feel it when it's starting ready to get going. So we'll do that one more time. Then you let the clutch fully out and you are moving. Once you're moving, you can't stall the bike. The only way you can stall this motorcycle is if you are coming to a stop or you pull away from a stop in a way that stalled the bike. You improperly used the clutch or the throttle, and you caused the motorcycle to stall. Let's see if we can replicate that on this Suzuki right here. Even with this low RPM assist, we should be able to do that. So let's pretend that I just let out the clutch too fast and I didn't give enough gas. So check this out. You let this clutch out. Suzuki's low RPM assist certainly helped me there. And somehow this motorcycle is creeping along without any throttle inputs at all, which is honestly kind of impressive that it's doing this. I didn't expect it to. Let's see if I can get this thing to actually just stall out completely. We'll see, no gas right here. We'll just, oof. I stalled the bike. You see, if you let the clutch out too fast with no gas inputs, that's what's going to stall the bike. If you can avoid letting the clutch out too fast, you saw back there, the bike will actually creep forward, which is pretty interesting. So once again, start the bike up. I'm going to go ahead and if I just let the clutch out really fast, oh, the bike stalled and died again. But let me show you again. If you let it out real nice and easy, look, I'm just going to slip it in this little friction zone. Just keep it there, 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 and the bike went on its own. It might even make it up this hill on its own. Let's see. No, it needs some gas. So that's unique to the GSX 8R, but most motorcycles will probably not do that and need to add that little bit of gas. But as I showed, because I can get away without even using gas, the motorcycle will simply just do it, right? Like if we just creep along here, add just a feather of gas is enough. You don't have to sit there and go like that's way too much, guys. You don't have to rev the bike to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 RPM to get it going, unless you're doing a really cool race launch, which if you're a beginner rider, you're probably not doing that, right? So again, stop right here. You just add just a little bit of gas. We're going to rev it up to maybe 2,000, 3,000 RPM. And we're away, nice and smooth. And remember, the bike cannot stall while you're in motion. It can only stall when you're at a stop, coming to a stop, or leaving a stop, right? So I'll show you guys, this motorcycle will stall if I try to brake and don't pull in the clutch, right? If I don't remember to grab the clutch as I'm coming to a stop, it's going to stall. So we have to always remember, if we don't want to stall the bike, to pull in that clutch when it's coming to a stop. Just remember, if you're approaching 0 miles per hour or leaving 0, you got to have the clutch pulled in. So we'll try it again the correct way. Round about this little corner here. Come to a stop, clutch is pulled in, right? Every time we come to a stop, clutch is going to come in. If we're going to leave, got to just go ahead and lightly let out here. So what should you do if your bike does stall? You know, it happens to the best of us, even me, with all of my experience riding motorcycles. Sometimes I stall bikes too. Usually it's not a big deal. All you got to do is pull in the clutch and restart the bike. We'll simulate that again. We're going to come to a stop here, not use the clutch. Oh, we stalled the bike, right? So we're in traffic. We're like, oh, I don't know what to do. You got to pull in the clutch, and then you got to hit the starter switch again. The bike is already keyed on, so you don't need to futz around with the key if you stalled the bike. Just remember to come to a stop. I mean, you did because you stalled the bike, right? Pull in the clutch and turn it on. Some motorcycles will not turn on when the bike is in first gear. So that is a consideration. If you're in first gear, you got to remember to go ahead and quickly grab neutral and then key it on. My Ducati Scrambler, for example, will not start in first gear. This Suzuki apparently will start in first gear, which is pretty cool. So again, if we totally stall out like this, oh no, we stalled out. Just pull in the clutch, turn it back on, and then do it correctly. You get to restart the whole procedure again because the clutch has to be pulled in for you to, you know, get the bike going again. Another thing that might happen to you, it's sort of like stalling the bike, right? You might be getting ready to leave on your motorcycle, and you might have forgotten your kickstand down, right? And this is a slightly embarrassing way to stall your bike. So this happens to me too, honestly. I'll come up to the bike, I forget to pull the kickstand up. I'm in neutral. I go ahead and start it up. I'm like, all right, sweet, getting ready to go for my ride. Yeah, I'm gonna ride this bike. And then I'll go, First gear, mwah, bike is dead, right? Motorcycles have a safety feature in them that does not allow them to get into first gear and get moving while the kickstand is down. So if you have this happen and you're like, what? I didn't even try stalling. I just put it down into gear. Grab the clutch, try to turn it on. It won't turn on. You're like, oh my gosh. Check your kickstand. Pull it back up. And then you can be on your merry way. If you take an MSF class, the vast majority of what you're going to be doing in the first, I'd say 5 hours of taking the course is literally just mastering this clutch control, mastering this taking off and going away type of thing. Literally just feathering it right there, pulling it back in, feathering, pulling it back in. As a very entry-level rider, that's where you should spend the vast majority of your time, and then you won't stall the motorcycle. And remember, the bike, once it's in motion, assuming that it's mechanically sound and doesn't have any issues, it really shouldn't cut power or stall while you're already moving. Like, if I'm currently moving like this, I cannot stall the bike, right? Like, it will simply go on and continue forward. And now, adding choppy throttle and, cutting throttle can cause the bike to feel kind of poor, right? Like, if I'm about to take this corner and I just cut the gas, the bike's getting kind of confused and it's like, okay, are we stopping? The clutch isn't in. What are we doing? Gravity's helping me go down this little hill here. So throttle control is going to be super important as you develop that clutch control. Both go hand in hand, You can't have throttle control without clutch control and vice versa. So guys, that's the little ins and outs of how to effectively recover a stall on your motorcycle, how to make sure you don't stall your bike, and how to, get your bike feeling good. Because effectively getting away from a stoplight in a smooth manner is what's going to show the difference between you and newbie riders, right? You can just take away, just like that, easy peasy, ride the motorcycle around, come to a stop, clutch pulled in, feeling good, ooh, footless, then you take off again. And you enjoy the wonderful world of motorcycling. So folks, that's how to not stall on your motorcycle. I hope you learned something today. If you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments below. Our community will likely answer your questions and help you out. If you want to go further, you can always join up on our Discord server, hang out with me and everybody else on there, answer all your questions, because riding is a very specific skill and there's lots to do with it. So with all that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Keep watching, Emmy!